Monday. I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, a.k.a. Downtown Nino Brown. Yes, sir. Welcome to another marvelous episode of Overreaction Monday. I am the governor of college football, and with me is a guy that needs no introduction, the mayor of college football, Downtown Nino Brown. You know what the casuals were saying before we got into this week? It's not a lot of good games this week. Isn't that some of the baloney, the malarkey we was hearing heading into this week? And I tell you, this week for me was better than the first week of slate, and that slate was loaded. But there was so many sneaky good games. I don't know if there was a game. Of course, I enjoyed the Baylor game, but let's put that to the side. That Baltimore game was fireworks. It was fireworks. The border war between Missouri and Kansas.
Yeah,
that was a damn good game. We had so many good games, and it's like
BC.
BC and Michigan State going into what was that? Another double
overtime.
Did we have 3 double overtime games?
I believe so. Yeah.
So it's just incredible what people say. You know, those expectations versus reality. We expected fireworks in week 1 because of the slate of the games. Week 2, a lot of people came in like, we just knew it was some sneaky good games, but shout out to our dog D now, handling business right now. He ain't with us, man. We can't wait till you know what I'm saying, you back on here with us. But let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about tonight, Nino. We're not going to waste any time, brother. Let's go ahead and talk about this week 2 kind of AP / rapid fire / a little bit of everything we got going on. So we're going to go right down the list. Let's go to our week 2 scoreboard. You just give me a thought. Ohio State is the returning number 1 team. They just beat Grambling 70-0. Give me a one-liner.
That's what we should have saw.
Yeah, I agree. You have some predictions and some thoughts about Ohio State, and you have some thoughts about Julian Sand as well. That team is dangerous. I was so wrong about Matt Patricia. I was so wrong.
His element, when he's in his element, you got to do offense, Bill. Then he's cooking. Like even in Detroit, he was a head coach, and things went south. But that defense was good. That front seven was a force. This is what he does now. He's in it where he can, pretty much he's playing with the upper echelon of the talent in college football and defense, and he's got the schemes, man. This kid, he's got a pencil on a dry erase board. You tell me who does that?
Yeah. It's crazy because coming into the season, like, hey, there's some nuance to college you got to get adjusted to, and we've heard the verbiage of quarterbacks seeing ghosts. Steve Sarkisian was seeing ghosts. He could not figure out what coverage he was in because he disguised his coverages that well.
I couldn't figure out the facial expressions on the toilet either. There.
He couldn't. Penn State beat FIU 34-0.
Hey, remember that all this hype about that Pena kid?
Hey man, I love it. You said 10 toes down. LSU beat La Tech 23-7.
Yo, this is my team, and I'm biased, but when everybody's clicking, even Harlem Berry got almost 60 yards on the ground on a video game run. Varian Brown made an appearance. Watch out.
I like it. Miami beat Bethune-Cookman 45-3.
Yeah, this is an offense that was clicking on all cylinders, and we all know what that front seven does on defense. Miami's sneaky. Miami's that team that we all were like, I don't know about Cossabeck, this and that.
Right.
Miami could mess around and be a top 2 team by the end of the year.
No. I can't let you say that, Nino. We were doubting them. You weren't. You was like, I don't get it. We appreciate you trying to cover up, but no, you were on board with what they were doing, and they're playing the bullies, man. We saw Florida's the new bullies, man. Next week.
Look at this week, Fletcher, right? 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards. Like they're playing physical ball. Carson Beck is just chilling, bro. Like he's living Miami Vice, but he is just chilling. He seems comfortable in the pocket. We see a little bit of those Georgia errant throws, but it's not as many. Like it's only 1 or 2 a game. At Georgia, there was quite a few.
This is a much friendlier offense, though, and Coral Gables, a much quarterback friendlier offense.
Correct.
They're scary. All right, so you know how we always say, we're sickos. Like you're obsessed with this thing, I'm obsessed with this thing. We all get lost in rabbit holes. What's wrong with Dan Lanning? Why did he do this to Oklahoma State, dog? 69-3.
Yo, you want to tell me how to spend my money? Ain't my fault. You want to save your money and have a losing record? That's why. And he even said, I don't need no motivation, nothing adds to it. But someone wants to talk smack, boys, let's go out there and put it up. I told you everybody they were putting 60 up. They almost put 70 up. Like, bro, come on, bro. Like what I thought was odd was Novacet didn't play. They put in the third stringer. Kind of weird considering Novacet was in that
Right.
battle.
Right. He was. And Dante more efficient. 16 of 21, 266 yards. Phenomenal.
Remember that dark horse Heisman?
Yeah. I remember you said that. He's gonna be right there in the thick of things. Texas beat San Jose State 38-7. Before you give your one-liner, Manning made a throw, and it's the second week in a row. It was a weird one of those, and then you grimace. What's going on with him? Is there an injury? What's up?
I said it last week. I said in that first half, right? It looked like he had a shoulder issue. Things were short, and it was a weird throwing motion. He did it again. I don't know. Sarkisian's talking about toilet, etiquette when it comes to the faces that Manning, makes. Oh, he's not injured. Like the fact that that press conference was like, bro, I can read a room.
Right. That's a little weird because we see quarterbacks like Sawyer Robinson's one of those guys. Like he normally throws his full motion, but certain throws when he's really hot, he'll go through that 3/4. It's not a sidearm, not a regular throw. It's like that 3/4 throw. But he's not.
But it's not over the top.
Yeah.
Manning's someone like going over the top, and the balls are coming down at your feet. Like it's weird.
It's bad, and it's the same face every time.
Parker Livingstone is not a one-hit wonder, I guess, huh?
No, nah. Clemson, they struggled, bro. They did win the game. They beat Troy 27-16.
Bro, Dabble gonna have some explaining to do.
He's got a lot of explaining to do.
That's all I'm gonna say here. I mean, this is back-to-back games. We're like,
and then they gotta travel to Georgia Tech next, and you know what they like to do.
Yeah, they just had young boy out there too, so watch out.
All right, South Carolina beat South Carolina State 38-10.
Mike Schuler, what the fuck? Enough. That's it.
He said that's the one-liner. I love it. Duke lost to Illinois 45-19.
I said last week, when Illinois pulls this one off, we need to put respect on their name, right?
We
need to put respect on that defense because that defense is legitimate.
That dude gave Yakas. I'm sorry, it's real deal.
Yeah, I mean, Menza was pretty efficient, but dude, Illinois' defense is an absolute machine, well-oiled machine at that. I said it in the offseason, and I'll say it again. Illinois is my Indiana this year.
I'm 100% on board with you, and I think they might have found their number one in the kid Hank Betty, back-to-back 100-yard weeks.
Yeah,
they seem to always find one. The scene in Starkville, bro. This is why we watch college football. I enjoy watching Brandon Walker's going absolutely nuts, acting like a 5-year-old girl. But that's what this sport does to us, right? And that scene in Starkville was beautiful. They defeated Arizona State 24-20.
That offense, passing wise, was disgusting for Arizona State. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason, right? A couple weeks before the season started, we had an interview, not us, but there was an interview that circled around of, Dillingham saying, someone's got to go 3-9. Why not us? Okay, well, why not you?
Hyperbole. Right.
Because if you want to play like that, dude, to put up 3 points in 12 passing yards in the first half, then you should go 3-9 or 4-8 or whatever it may be. They got to figure it out because the ground game, even though they lost Brown, was on point. Samuel Levitt, I don't know what happened. Like Jordan Tyson's back and he's scoring every week, but Samuel Levitt, I don't seem like the same Samuel Levitt when he was throwing the ball last season. So I don't know if Thomas Castellano stole his fire or something, but
he hit him with the Space Jam.
He got to find and get rid of that kryptonite or something. But yeah, they need to figure it out.
That scene there was absolutely incredible. Another incredible scene was South Florida getting that win in Gainesville. Did you see the clip of the coaches? Because the coaches, we're at games all the time, so the fans may not know this. So I'll explain it to them. They're on the same level as us when we're in the press box. So a lot of times they'll hold the elevator so the coaches can come down. Did you see the scene? Yeah, when they ran through and how excited they was, like, that scene was incredible. But give me one line for the
coaching staff was probably trying not to throw up in their mouth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like that's 2 a.m. I'm drunk, you're gross. And the next morning, you got to wake up. That walk of shame, that's what those dudes were doing. That was the walk of shame right there. That's what they would do. I felt bad for them. I really did. But all I can say is when you buy into something, this is my thing. This is my line. When you buy in and you believe, anything is possible.
The good news is for South Florida, they came a long way. The bad news is how long can they keep their coach? They better lock him up right here, right now, because there's going to be a lot of teams that want this kid Alex Golesh.
That was a job, or whatever you want to call it, right there. That was a audition.
It was an audition for sure.
It could be, Florida Gators coach Alex Golesh in 2026.
Hey, he's got SEC experience as a coordinator. It's just different when you're a head coach. Florida State 77-3. If there's just a team I misread this offseason or I didn't know how to read, it's Florida State. What's your thoughts on that?
Yes, 77 points and 11 touchdowns, right? East Texas A&M.
Yeah, Circuit City University. Absolutely.
Okay. Alabama was legitimate, okay? But like this Thomas Castellano, 8 for 11 is going to get you into the Heisman. Like I see people saying that he is leading the Heisman vote. 8 for 11, huh? Okay.
People are saying it?
Oh, I see it. Not just saying it. I see it. Like the odds are on the way up. People telling us saying that he's they're top 3 in the Heisman. It's ridiculous right now.
If they only saw what you saw, I'm gonna leave it alone. Oklahoma,
thank you.
defeated Michigan 24-13. Give me one line for that.
Yo, they got to figure out this run game, bro. For Oklahoma, they can only be one-dimensional for so long. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. Deion Burks is probably gonna be a first-round draft.
I agree with you, 100%. Cyhawk game, 16-13, typical score. Iowa State wins that.
3-0. Put some respect on these guys' names. Put some respect on Rocco Beck's name. Like this, enough's enough. Like, you know what I mean? They win ugly games. They can win blowout games. They can win high-scoring games, and they can get down in the trenches and battle with the boys. Iowa State's a problem. Iowa State is a problem. Keep hating on them. Keep doubting them. They're gonna keep winning.
And they've shown you they can win, a few different ways. Baylor gets to come from behind victory in double overtime, 48-45 over SMU.
One of my picks of the week had me in Heartbreak Hotel the whole time. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. But, what does he have? 7 touchdowns, no interceptions, averaging like 400 and 16 yards a game. Yeah. You were on it. So, I'm still – but thing is that defense is terrible.
Oh, it's bad.
And they were known for their defense, right? Like that was the thing that they had players. 2 years.
That's the problem. They have returning production on their defense. That's what I'm not understanding.
Here's my thing, KT. When was the last time a Heisman Trophy winner was on a team that was 7-5?
Yeah, that's not happening.
4,040.
Right?
Will that make it? Will that get him in that New York? If he puts up 4,040.
It won't, because Heisman is what has your team done? What have you done?
But that will get him in top 45.
Yeah, it will.
The NFL draft. That's
it will.
Sure.
It should. And some people didn't even have him listed. That's the most embarrassing thing. Is that some people didn't even. I saw a list of top 24 quarterbacks, 25 quarterbacks heading into the 2026 draft. He wasn't even listed. This is where I start having beef with these people.
Yeah, we know we have a name for those people.
Yeah, we do 100%. Texas A&M 44-22. You and I both are liking what's going on in College Station.
True, bro. This wide receiver core, I told you, Casey Concepcion and Mario Crava are both perfect compliments. They would show that they are eating. They are making Marcel Reed look like he is progressing. I don't know if he is actually progressing, but
that's a great take. I love that take.
They are making him look like he is progressing, and I think the College Station is going to be running through a lot of towns.
Yeah. They're looking damn good. Ole Miss was able to beat Kentucky this year, 30-23.
Barely.
Yeah.
Walked out of there by the skin of their teeth. Let me tell you that one. Stoops is just somehow trying, like he's not trying to lose his job. He's just trying to make it difficult for them to let him go. If they figure out this offense, because they're kind of not clicking right away, and I feel like they're kind of coming from behind.
Right. If
they can figure this out, they could be the Vanderbilt in the SEC from last season, because I think Kentucky's got enough pieces. I like that wide receiver. What's his name? Is it Gilmore or something like that on the outside? He's got something the third. Oh, I forget his name.
Yeah, it's Gilmore. It's Harley Gilmore the fourth.
Yeah, he's a dude, and I know he was a highly recruited kid coming out, but it took a couple years before he kind of got this thing down. He seems to be getting it. They always seem to have an outside burner at Kentucky for the past couple seasons, right? Again, the turnaround on quarterbacks and offensive coordinators is showing you know, why they're struggling in Kentucky. No consistency, but
this is a sidebar. You just made me think of something. Did you see Matt Rule at halftime? Dude, did you not want to suit? Did you not want to suit up?
They can't run. They can't do
it. Yo, that's coaching. That's coaching. Oh, you guys think you're good? Yeah. I'm gonna bring you back down to earth.
Yeah, let me level head you real quick.
Yeah,
put up another 60. You know what I mean?
But phenomenal. That's coaching right there. Yeah, Matt Rule, year 3. You guys look out. They play Michigan too without Sharon Moore. Not this week. The following week. It's gonna be interesting. Alabama 73. UL Monroe 0.
Ryan Grubb, you heard me. You heard me. All of a sudden, the 5-star running backs appear, right? Achille Dia. We couldn't figure it out when Chamberlain went down. Bang. I get it. It's UL Monroe. This 73-0 is actually something like, it's impressive because they've had not trouble, but they've had games where like they were close for the first half. You know what I mean? This was a straight dogfight. 17-17. They dog walked them, and Ty Simpson was perfect.
100%.
Like 3 TDs. Like, is it possible that Germani Bernard could be a top 6 wide receiver in this draft?
It's possible. H.A. McCarron said something last week, and I hated that I agree with. He was talking about Ryan Williams, and Ryan Williams sometimes has a tendency to be a little soft when it comes to going across the middle. And it's one of those things he said, you can get mad, go watch the film. And it's one of those things where you be like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was hurtful to see. But you know what I'm saying? That's just trusting somebody, who's around the program and saying that. Tennessee 72, East Tennessee State 17. Talk to me about the Volunteers.
Joey Aguilar is farther ahead in this offense than I had ever imagined. And I am sorry, sir. I was not familiar with your game. I watched it at App State. I just didn't think it was going to translate to SEC.
Well, we saw 2023. It was good for 2023. He was terrible last year. It is what it is.
No, he wasn't terrible last year. He was terrible the second half of last year.
Yeah, after the what was it, the hurricane that they had down there, or whatever it was in that area. Yeah. I think
it went south real fast.
So we got Indiana 56, Kennesaw State 9.
No, Kennesaw State was had so much promise week 1, right? And you were like, oh, okay. And then this one was nothing burger for them. But they needed this. Mendoza, Surratt, finally, the connection was there.
I wasn't impressed with Indiana week 1.
No, I wasn't impressed with Surratt last year at all, to be honest with you. And this is what I was expecting, this type of game, where you're averaging 10 plus yards per catch, you're finding the end zone on multiple times. That was his one go-to guy. But Mendoza was in this game was coming off again. It's Kennesaw State, but he wasn't locked on to that first read. That first game, man, I felt like he was. I don't know if it was nerves, but he reminded me like Drake May for the Patriots. One read only.
one progression and tuck. Number 24 Texas Tech beat Kent State 62-14. Kent State, I think that won their game. First game was like 24 games a week ago. Baron Morton. I keep talking about these Big 12 quarterbacks, man. Talk to me about Texas Tech.
Baron Morton. This was huge for me because not just the 3 touchdowns, and he was, very efficient. I think he was like 65%. He was questionable up into game time. He was. I wasn't sure he was playing, to be honest. And this is a kid that's made of glass for us. Like 2 years in a row, we thought he was going to be all right. And boom, season-end injuries. They battled through this. He looks good. Texas Tech is another team to watch out for. Yeah. They spent a lot of money, so it needs to work. Utah beat Cal Poly 63-9. They would keep on counting Utah out. Yep. Keep on counting. They don't have any big names outside of Dampier. They don't have it, but that defense has been stellar. Dampier continues to figure out and find guys. Watch out for Utah. They're a team that could be. They might not climb into the top teams until like later in the season, But if they can continue to get some swag and keep that identity, watch out.
Alrighty, Nino. So I do got a couple questions as it pertains to the AP poll. We know that released yesterday, of course, our poll, which is much better, released today. 62 AP voters, not one of them voted Penn State as number one. Why do you feel like that happened?
I feel like in both games they haven't really been like as
Mhm.
dominant as they should be. Like if you just look at the score,
that.
like 34-0, dude. They struggled the first two drives against FIU, right? And then
Mhm.
it was 10-0 at half. This is a game where people were putting. Now, when you look at, they didn't cover the spread, right? And all these teams, most of these teams in the top 6 that had 25-point or more spreads blew the doors out of the spread.
Right.
These
They
guys
covered it.
struggled and they did not cover. Again, their main thing was they went out and got Trevor Payne. I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but I told you guys.
No, you did.
What 22, 23-year-old breakouts, that's not a thing. It just doesn't work. And he's not even the best, doesn't seem to be the best wide receiver on his team, right?
No,
So that Ala is playing good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not what everybody was expecting, right? Like they figured out this run game in this game. Defense is the defense. But that's everybody knew the defense is going to be.
Yeah,
I expect 0 points against FIU. Like that's what I expect out of them. But I expected 70 out of that offense, especially when both running backs were at 6.5 yards per carry and were doing whatever they wanted at will.
Katron Allen he's a dude.
Didn't we say he might be the better running back on that?
Yeah, we've been saying that for a while, man, for a long time. So tell me the spots in the AP top 25 poll that kind of aligns with your top 25. I'm sure it should be a couple.
I have 1 through 4 the same.
1 through 4 the same.
1 through 5 actually the same because my 5 and 6 is where I was like, does Georgia belong there? I'm like, Miami's beat Notre Dame. They're playing well. I had Texas there. I had Texas there. I had Notre Dame down. I think I dropped them down to 9. I had Illinois at 8. Notre Dame at 9. South Carolina at 10. Florida State at 11. But pretty much the same. I had South Florida a little bit lower. Yes, they did beat 2 ranked. And I'm hearing all this. If Alabama had beaten 2 ranked teams, they'd be in the top 5. No, if Alabama beat 25 Boise State, I don't think that they would have been in the top 5. No,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? The Florida victory, yes, but that was what Florida's ranked. What, 15? 13?
In the AP poll, yeah, it might have been 13.
Somewhere in oh, I know. They just, hey, if they win another, they beat another ranked team. Watch out.
We're getting scary hours now.
Yeah.
Because then I think they start conference play in the American, and maybe Memphis might be the only and Tulane will be the only teams that can compete with them in the conference if they're looking like this.
Yeah. I had Michigan out of top 25. I just
same.
I didn't have them in my top 25 to begin with. They did win, but I just I had Missouri. I believe I had Missouri at the 22, Indiana at the 23. Auburn was at the 25 spot, and I forget who I had at 25. I think I might have had Utah a little bit lower. Texas Tech was at 20. So I mean, I had pretty much similarities to it. If Mississippi State wins again this week, man, they might have to.
That team in Starkville looks different because keep in mind they were power ranked as the worst team in the conference heading into the season, and this is why a lot of people refuse to listen to a lot of these teams. So give me a team that's too high in AP poll top 25. Just one that you like. Nah. What was it? Michigan? Is Michigan still ranked in AP top?
Yeah, Michigan's at 23. So
it would be Michigan.
That'd be chalk right there, I guess. Honestly, Clemson.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think they should be a little bit lower. I think Iowa State should be higher than them. I think Oklahoma deserved to be higher than them. Yeah, I think Iowa State is my answer to the next question. Who's too low? Like, I don't understand how a team that's 3-0 played a ranked team to start out the season, right? Played a team that people had in their top 25 in Iowa last week. This week, I mean, and beat them. And granted, it wasn't a blowout, but this is a.
That's how the Cyhawk games are always.
It's these teams that play D and just battle it out. I think that they deserve a little bit more love in this AP poll, but they're not a spicy team. They're not a eye candy. You know what I mean?
I love it. So we had that upset special in Gainesville, in the game in which USF was able to win in walk-off fashion with a Grammatica. We getting old when we start saying people kids, you know. It's a little while. So
Just
field
don't
goal.
jump. Don't jump.
18-16. So many questions linger after this game. I'm gonna give them to you all at once, and I'm gonna let you shoot, man. Is Billy officially back on the hot seat? Should we be concerned with Lagway? And what are your biggest takeaways?
Oh, Billy's definitely back on the hot seat.
Welcome back, brother.
He was, he sounded like Sark did in the press conference, talking about time management, right? When the time, that we had one, they had one, and it didn't matter. They were going to use it, and probably would have came down to them getting the field goal either way. Huh? You sound like you had marbles in your mouth, boy. You didn't even know what to say.
Make it make sense, brother.
Yeah, come on. The math ain't mathing. Like it wasn't working out there. They won. Speak about the math ain't mathing. They won time of possession, right? They won rush yards. They won pass yards. They won first down. They won third down efficiency. They won everything, including the turnover battle. Like they had more turnovers. They had one, but like they won everything. The main ones that you need to win, and they just handed it away. My main thing was, and this reminded me of Cade Klubnik 2 seasons ago. Garrett Riley's first year, when Garrett Riley called the play, or Dabo called the play. I believe it was Dabo kind of superseded Riley. And Cade looked at him and was like, and then they ran a totally different play. The play went south. They ended up having a punt. It was supposed to be a run play. DJ Lightweight audibled out of the run play to a pass play where they probably would have got the first down if they had ran the ball
right
between his legs and Jaden Ball. Come on, right? And he just did something. And then, like, at the end, he's like, I kind of have to eat that. No, buddy. You own that. Yeah. And your coach should have ripped you in front of the whole team as soon as you walked off, because, I don't give you a 5-star, $7 million man or not, dude. We're a team. You haven't earned the right to do whatever the heck you decide you want to do whenever you want to do it. And you cost us the game.
He's looked skittish to me. And I thought that your Cade Klubnik comparison was dead on. Cade Klubnik in 2022 during times in mop-up duty or when he took over for DJU looked skittish. This DJ Lagway, that's why I was so hesitant. And I'm glad I didn't put him in my top 10 quarterback ranking, because I saw the moments where he was, the games that he started and finished, he went 6-0 last year. But there were just moments for me that he was just skittish, turn the ball over. But that's what younger players do. But that when you audible out of a play and the play was there, and that's why
you don't make it.
Yeah. Like, that right there, I think is where we start to have some issues.
For 2 seasons, that Florida Gators defense, I kept saying to you, look, he's figuring it out. Billy never figured it out. I'm going to get into it a little bit later on when we start talking about week 3. But they are truly missing Austin Armstrong, the young, intuitive defensive coordinator. He had that defense flowing, and they're also missing the strength and conditioning coach who's now over at Boston College, and we see what that's like. The small, intricate pieces that they lost are beginning to hurt them. Yes, the recruiting class is through the roof, but the pieces to add to make those players better, they're missing. And Billy needed every part of the piece of the puzzle to make it work, and you can see the difference. Dallas Wilson is huge miss too. Like Dallas Wilson not being there hurts them.
It gives them such, gives them an upside, man, especially with, him being so young. I want to hear from Steve Spurrier. Like every week, I kind of wait for him to comment on the game, because how sometimes people overshare. I think Steve Spurrier, because he's so close to the program, he overshares. So I'm waiting to hear what his thought process is. And he's been critical of Billy Napier in the past. So I'm interested to hear how he feels about the current state of the program.
What did Alec Golis and their DC see in film to hold this to 3 straight drives of field goals? Like, nobody was stopping this offense. They were even going back to last season. Like at the end of the year when they rattled off 5 of the 7, right? Like this offense was cooking, and everybody was returning.
You know what Alex Golis did?
Hey yo,
Coach Heupel, what did you see when you played Florida last year?
Because
those connections never die. Zach,
balls, a punt, a pick, a punt. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
during American Media Days, I had an opportunity. Well, I've had an opportunity to interview Zach Kittley there, but I've also feel like I've had opportunities just to talk to Zach Kittley in passing during my time at fall camp this past year. One of the things he told me, I think that was so intricate, was how much the people who brought you into this game, you never stop communicating with them. And I was asking him, like, what type of music you listen to? He's like, bro, he said, like, he thinks a world of Cliff Kingsbury. He said there's not a better developer of quarterbacks at the collegiate level. He said if the Commanders are playing or something and he's driving, he wants to listen to the game and kind of halfway watch it. Like, he just still follows the people who showed him the ropes and got him there. So that fraternity there, and I think you hit the nail on the head. When Nico was struggling to find a home, the coaches are still high-fiving each other, and you were right on that with what you heard. I don't know how you and D now get some of the insider information you guys get. You guys are sickos, man. Seriously, man.
Like, you're a sophomore, and you decide with 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the game that you're going to do whatever the frick you want to do.
Right.
I take some cojones, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
It does.
You ain't Pat Mahomes or Baker Mayfield or Trevor Lawrence. Like, I don't know.
You're not there yet, but it also says, okay, where's this coaching staff at? Because I've heard Steve Spurrier say, hey, Billy Napier needs to tidy up a little bit. And what I got from it was clean up how some of these kids are acting, and a little bit more discipline with it within this program. So he was that comfortable in doing that. Did he not fear the repercussions? If that had been Dylan Raiola,
we would have been
Matt Rule not going for that.
Wait a minute, not just Matt Rule. The whole community would have been dragging this kid through the polls, bro.
And his uncle and his dad would have came down from the stands and given it.
Would never happen again. He would have made a fool out of himself right there. Yeah,
he would have. So
probably would have got benched.
Yeah, he would have. And sometimes I think you got to look at the culture. Is this allowed behavior? Just like we saw with Alabama last week, where the players are just like not caring and not even just running, bro.
Going through the motions.
Yeah, like that's Alabama football. But so I think you nailed that. So let's take a trip to College Station. I love the fact that you mentioned this, and every week I like to ask you guys, hey, what's on your minds? What do you want to talk about? And College Station is on your mind. The job that Mike Elko has done down there. Granted, I must be honest, and apologies are required here. I wasn't sure how well he would do. I got some friends that are really close to the Duke program, and some of the things that they told me about the way that he left, I'm like, I'm not sure how well that'll work out in College Station. I think this is the recipe. If you're an up-and-coming program, get you a stud defensive-minded guy, because typically defensive-minded guys are also great special teams coach, and then that guy needs to go find a stud offensive coordinator. He was able to do that with Colin Klein. So I think they've been impressive the first 2 weeks of the season. Tell me why you think this thing is working and why you were high on Texas A&M headed into the season.
If they had kept Micah Hudson, oh my goodness.
Yes.
They didn't need him per se, right? Because like I said, they have Craver. They have KC Concepcion, and they're both 3 touchdowns apiece. They're perfect compliments to each other. Like it just works. Craver was such an underrated receiver out of Mississippi State last year. Imagine if they had him in Stocksville this year, him and Brent Thompson. Wow, right? Like insane. But like 44 points a game with a run game that they haven't figured out yet. Which both healthy Owens and Le'Veon Moss, they have almost 90 points in 2 games. Right, 86 points. They're in the middle of the SEC in offense, which is kind of scary that they've been putting up 40+ points, and they're in the middle. They haven't figured out like a run game, but Colin Klein is absolutely cooking. When you talk about how he's running the schemes, how he's got these guys like Casey Concepcion has already been coming out of the backfield in wide receiver runs and short, like it's absolutely.
Kansas State has not recovered from his loss.
No, Avery Johnson is crying every night when he goes to bed that he doesn't have Colin Klein.
I know he's looking at Joey Aguilar like that could be me right now.
Bro, he's like, yo, look at Marcel Reed, bro. They're talking about this kid being like the dude that was supposed to be me. That was supposed to be me. Like, and I said it earlier in the show, like, I said, I don't know if Marcel Reed has taken the step.
Right.
Okay, he's taking the step when it comes to the ground
Mm-hmm.
game because once again he's leading the room in
Right.
rush yards and attempts, which I don't get, and he can't do
Mm-hmm.
that all year because he's not going to
No.
stay healthy.
Mm-mm.
But I don't know if he's taking the passing or if these two gentlemen are making it for him. You got to understand, they haven't even started to use what's his face. Isn't Niblick on that team? I'm pretty
Niblett?
sure. Yeah, right. Isn't he on that team? Yeah, Armin Niblack. Yeah, the tight
Okay.
end.
Oh yeah. My bad.
They haven't even started
We have
using
different
him.
pronunciations
Yeah,
of the name. I think you
Niblack.
pronounce it right. I think I pronounce it as knee black, but I think you're right. I think it's Niblick.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they have the youngin Bethel Roman who was, I believe he was at Virginia Tech last year, right?
Who?
Bethel Roman. Wasn't
That's
he?
wrong.
Or was he always at Texas A&M? For some reason I thought. No, I think he was. I might be wrong, but I thought he was at Virginia Tech and transferred over. But either way, they haven't even started using all of their offensive weapons yet. Right? They're just starting to figure things out. Once this run game goes, Klein I'm gonna say now.
Feeling that these coordinators, when they're playing teams that they know that they can beat, I think some things they just want to keep to themselves. Like they don't want to put it on film yet until they need to be in the moment.
And look at what they're doing without those. Oh shit, they're in the bag this year. No,
right.
This kid's gonna be in the top 3 at the end of the season. Talking about offensive coordinator of the year.
I agree with you 100%.
Because I think a lot of people are sleeping on Texas A&M. They're gonna win a lot of games. They're gonna win games.
They was right there in the thick of things last year. They was just a game outside of the conference championship.
With a kid that didn't really know what he was doing, was really learning on the fly, and now he's at an off season. And like I said, maybe the comfortability with these two wide receivers makes him look like he's got a little bit better in the progressions. I haven't really got to watch all.
We're gonna find out this weekend.
100%. We're gonna find out. Hey, but don't let them win.
Oh man, the momentum that they will have.
Watch out.
It with Notre Dame, I don't want to say it. Would they be mathematically eliminated?
Yes,
if they lost
gone.
This weekend?
Yeah, they have to. Another L gone.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's an outstanding take.
But what they got, I'm telling you, get on the train. Choo, choo, choo. Because College Station's coming near a school near you, and they're about to make you'll be crying your beer when you walk out of there.
It's crazy that this guy Brian is a homer right now. Truth be told, USF better hope every team they play against plays as blank as Boise and Florida did. Both teams could have easily beat USF if they made way too many
But
mistakes.
that's what Alex Golesh and that team does. Like Byron Brown ain't playing out of his mind. He's playing okay, right? Like, but
he's just playing with this. He's just playing.
They've all bought in, and he even in the interview he was holding back tears. Like they bought in. Like they didn't believe it. That they didn't think they were going to be here right now. But when you buy into something and everybody's moving as one fluid unit, like there's no, he may have fell off, but I have his back. Like he don't have it on this one, but I picked up. Like that's what they're doing right now, and they're making them stops when necessary. I just told you they held Florida to 3 straight field goals to open the game. Thank you. One of those is 7. The game's over.
Right. That's
it. They're making the plays when they need to make the plays, whether it's a rabbit's foot, a horseshoe, a leprechaun. It don't matter. The bull's horn. It don't matter. Right now, they're making the plays when it has to be done, and it doesn't have to be prolific, except for obviously that Barry Brown run week 1. But watch out. I said to you, they're a team that's going to stick around and be a thorn in people's sides. Because they just have that intestinal fortitude that not everybody has as a cohesive unit.
It honestly seems like the Gators and PSU were paid to lose how badly they played. Yeah, it's crazy when some of these schools hand out checks and end up losing. That's
well. That's when Boise plays competition that's normal to them. Then you see guys games go off.
I tell you this. If USF finds a way to beat Miami next week, there's going to be a media craze headed to Tampa Bay. It's going to be outerworldly to watch these dudes this upcoming weekend. Alrighty, speaking of this upcoming weekend, you picked 3 games. I think 3 really meaningful games. And while one of these games is really a top billing game, I think these other games are really sneaky. And I was just speaking to Moon about where I want to go this week. And this Colorado-Houston game, I think this is a game where both of these teams will kind of try to figure out where they're at. And though Colorado did look good and bad at the same time, week 1 versus Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I say good and bad is because I didn't think they could match Georgia Tech's physicality.
Okay. Well,
And
Warren Sapp got that team cooking,
yeah, and
physicality wise.
yeah, and you think of the last 2 seasons, they was soft as Charmin, bro.
They were.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I say good and bad. Kaden Salter just he played terrible, but I don't know if that's a Shermer thing or a Salter thing. Either way, it looked bad. But you got Connor Wegman, Houston. It's an upstart program. We have a great relationship with Houston. Talk to me about this game. What are some of your thoughts? How you feel about this game?
I told you when he's healthy, this kid's the real deal.
You
I
did. You
love
did.
this kid coming out of high school, and he should still be an
You and
Aggie.
Jalen had that in common. Matter of fact.
He was a Wegman dude.
Yeah. He watches
I,
a lot of high school ball, like you and Andy do. I
I
think Dino
just
watches
he
a
had
lot
it
of high
all.
school
He
ball.
made all those throws, right? He just had the bag, the talent bag. Injuries, he just couldn't stay healthy, and we've seen a lot of those guys in college football come in with all the talent in the world, have it, but just can't stay healthy enough to display it. Well, now he's healthy enough in Houston, and he's displaying it. I know the Big 12 defenses and stuff like that. You can say what you want,
I mean,
but
he's playing the team that's across from him. I think also he has a team that believes in them 100%. Is this the first time that he's ever had that?
Probably. I think. Well, no. The first year when he was the guy, they believed until he couldn't stay healthy, because then it was hurt. I'm back a week. I'm out a week. I'm out. Then next season I only played 3 games. Then I'm out. So I think at that point it's more like, is he going to play?
Right.
You know. Then you start questioning whether he's going to play or not. But I mean, I told you about Wegman. I told you Dean Connors was going to be that dude coming out of Rice. He seems to be RB1 for them, right? I think he's got 2 or 3 touchdowns on the year, over 125 yards rushing. He's the dude. You know, they have plenty of defensive help, you know, between Garner and Allen Jr. on the defensive line. But we want to talk defense. I mentioned him already. You know, Warren Sapp. Bro, he has sparked this defensive line. Walker and Keaton Wade. I think his brother is a quarterback on the team in depth chart. I think they both came over from Kentucky 2 seasons ago in transfers. But he's got them cooking, and they hit finally. KT, they hit in the portal on linebackers who are dogs. Martavius French, right, and Reginald Hughes both came over 80 plus tackles last year, and they are both dominant for them on defense. They don't have those holes on defense because that secondary is full of veteran kids who have been in that system for at least 2 or 3 seasons now. They know what Dion wants, and they know how you can say whoever's defensive coordinator, but when it comes to the secondary, I guarantee you Dion's got his hands in it. It's just a naturality that he has. You just can't get rid of that itch.
Right.
As far as offense, Kaden Salter, I'm putting him in the same bag as Kyron Drones.
Yep, he deserves to be there.
Who else is there? There's like 2 or 3 guys that we spoke about.
Just free falling.
Just fell right off. Like just at Cam Rising, they just fell. Like I know injuries played a part, but they just don't look like they have it. Like the fact that they put in their 3rd string quarterback, and this kid was calling audibles to Sincere. Calling audible. He's like, yo, we're supposed to be, you run a straight route. I'm changing the route because you can burn that. Both times sitting for touchdowns. I don't.
So I didn't see any of that game. So what happened? Was it mop up duty, or was Salter taken out, or did he get injured?
I saw. So when you look at the game, let me see here. When you look at the game,
because Ron Staub has really good stats. I just didn't know what, because like I said, it just wasn't a game I was interested in this past week.
Oh yeah, well when you're playing Delaware, it's not something. Although Manichucci is actually a pretty wild quarterback. Let me see here. Kaden Salter, I think, was mop up to it. Kaden Salter, I think, only played the half, but Julian Lewis only went 2 for 4. And then Staub came in and was 7 for 10 for 157, 2 touchdowns. Better than both of them combined.
Right.
So mop up duty or not, dude, like it's how you played the game. Like you're calling. I don't see Salter just changing things in the line of scrimmage. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I don't know if he was a Jamie Chadwell like product of that system, right? That was his year 1 where he blew up at Liberty.
He looked bad last year too, though, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he was efficient though, and that's what we spoke about. His completion percentage was up, but the way that they were using him in the system just seemed different.
Right.
I
don't think he wanted to be there. Just to be honest with you, but yeah, I'm out on Kaden Salter.
I'm out on Colorado. I'm out on.
I'm with you there.
Yeah, I don't know if they have enough stamina in the tank to withstand the Big 12. There's a lot of guys in the Big 12. A lot of teams in the Big 12 we talked about that it was
it's a
up
lot
for
of depth
grabs that
there.
are there. And I think the team they're going against is a team that's going to be there in
Mhm.
the end at Houston.
Mhm.
I think that this is honestly going to be, an ugly game. It's going to be 90 degrees in Texas. What's the spread on this one? Yeah, Houston's favored by 5.5. The over-under is 43.5. I think it's going to be over, and I think Houston's covering.
I would take the over on that spread immediately.
Yeah, I think
That's
it's going to be a
almost
Connor
yeah.
Wegman show because I think they're
Mhm.
going to try to stop the run, and I think this kid's just going to spread the ball around.
That's gonna be an interesting game. I share same sentiments. Houston should cover. If they don't, then I have a lot of questions. But the over under, I'm going. It's Big 12 ball. I'm taking the over 100% on that. So we got Georgia. When's the last time you seen Georgia in Knoxville? I feel like the last few times they've played it's been in Athens. We remember the game from November 5th, 2002. I think I told 2022. My apologies. I told you that was the day Athens was so loud because everybody was picking Tennessee to win that game. That was the really hot year. That's when Alex Golesh was the offensive coordinator, and then Hooker, Jalen Hyatt, and everybody coming to town. It was the first time I ever watched a game and I had to turn the TV down. That's how loud they were that day. I can't remember the last time Georgia played Tennessee in Athens. I'm actually about to look that up now.
I'll tell you what, though. You tell me the last time Georgia played Tennessee when they were a top 2 offensive team in the country.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good point.
Georgia's also, the top 5 team on defense. And I think Kirby and that defense heard me when I said I didn't think there was any first-round picks coming out of there pre-season. Because that defense has been playing still, again, popcorn, right? They're playing popcorn, but they're doing their job. And that I can't hate on them for, right? You gotta give credit to where it's credit to. You said it, and I'll give you the credit. Glenn Schumann won't probably be a Jordan next year because his unique defensive style of them linebackers just getting after the ball and getting after the ball quickly. He's probably gonna get picked up somewhere. I can 100% see that. But this is what I like. Mike Bobo realized, and you can say whatever you guys want, that Gunnar Stockton is not him. So they are gonna run the ball into the ground, and they got enough dudes and dogs to do it. And they got them front 5 and that 3-headed monster that they have at running back. They are just absolutely killing the ground game right now this season. And the funny thing is homeboy hasn't even played, right? Like the kid.
Yeah, that they got from McCray.
Yeah, they got from Illinois.
Illinois. Yeah, what's going on with him? Is he still down there? Or
I last I said to you when it was right before week 1 started, I haven't even seen that. What I heard and read, they haven't even seen him on campus.
Really? Yeah, I thought that's what you were telling me, that you something crazy like that. Wow.
But they had 2 running backs over 100, right? Frazier and Phillips. Bowens got 89 and averaged 5.2 yards per carry. They had 6-7 touchdowns on the ground, bro. This defense is stupid. And this is where it kind of plays against each other, right? That what the offense for Tennessee plays well with.
Yes,
this is kind of like the deficiency for Georgia, right? And the secondary seems to be their deficiency this year, where their front 7 is more of their, their positive. And then the run game that Tennessee's defense isn't as. But will they get slick? Will Bobo get slick because McCoy and the other DB are out? They're not going to play. So the 2 starting DBs for Tennessee are out. Does he try to be slick and try to get Branch and these guys the ball and try to see if they can get Gunnar Stockton? Like, guys, I think he might, knowing that both of those DBs are down. That could come to bite him in the ass. You know what I mean? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It could. We did see Tennessee struggle stopping the run versus Syracuse. I think they gave up a little bit too many points to Syracuse as well, seeing how Syracuse looked this past week.
I was going to say, which is suspect considering they almost lost to UConn.
Right. They was doing gashers after the game. I think you had posted that. Yeah, they did. They played bad. They looked bad.
Branch got washed.
Yeah, and it's weird because when I think of Tennessee, and though they've had some high octane offenses, as of recently, I think about Tim Banks and I think about their defense. And I think about Arion Carter. I think I'm really going to hit on this guy. I was talking about him a lot during the preseason this year. This is really one of those styles make fights. Who you have in this game? I'm intrigued to hear who you got in this game because I truly don't know.
And I was out on them this year.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even
Me
have in the
too. Me
top
too.
25.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think Tennessee wins this game. I think they
I
win
like
this
that.
game at home in Knoxville. 85 degrees, sunny, clear skies. The atmosphere is stupid.
The goalposts are coming down, and they're going to the river. If that happens, Athens is. I'm sorry, not Athens. Knoxville is going to be
Yeah,
one
you'll
of
be
these
hearing
sites. It'll be one of the sites.
Nashville. Will be hearing.
Yeah,
They'll be hearing
yeah,
them in
they'll be
Nashville.
hearing because Nashville been running their mouth this off season. That will be
Yeah.
that will be one of those scenes. It'll remind you of Alabama when those goalposts did end up in the river. That would be crazy. Have most SEC teams adopted Arkansas's philosophy? 3 minutes and then you run onto the field, or I bet you the boosters and the donors don't care. And you get a fine for this, we'll pay it. Like let everybody run onto the field. I wonder what's people thoughts on that. But
if Tennessee can be efficient with penalties, that's they've been blowing teams out, but they've been they're like I think they're in the top 80.
Wow,
in penalties.
I didn't know that.
So that's it's not something you want to be in. You want to be at the bottom half of that. But yeah, they just got to clean up the penalties. And this is gonna be a true test to Joey Aguilar. This is probably the toughest defense he's faced in his collegiate career. Right?
I agree with you. I just can't believe how efficient this guy's been playing, man.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, and if you for all the I said, oh, this is a really good, Bulldogs wide receiver room with Kobe Young and Humphreys and Zachariah Branch, right? And Noah Thomas has been non-existent. Non-existent. Gunnar Stockton is having trouble getting the ball past. He looks like Tua. Right, like he struggles throwing the ball because his coach has to keep defending him. But when everything you hear that his defense is the kid, what is it? He's got heart. You can't teach leadership. You can't teach. Can you teach him how to throw the ball? Because he's a quarterback, and I don't care what anybody says. You got to throw it first, no matter if you're Mike Vick or what.
You're right.
You still got to throw the ball first. And he's doing
he's
a
barely averaging over 200 yards a game pass.
How long is Zachariah Branch going to be in? I know he's playing with his brother, but how long is he going to be fully in when he's getting 2-3 targets a game?
I don't know. I saw it firsthand. Sent you guys a message. He did not like how he was used out USC last year. But it takes a special coordinator to use a guy like that. You got to be comfortable with putting him in the backfield, giving him a carry every now and then, getting them, in weird spots. Maybe starts in the backfield, motion out to get a matchup with a linebacker or something like that. You got to use him in a very similar way teams used to use the guy Eric Metcalf back in the day. I just don't know.
Hey, my question to you is, do you think Tim Banks will use Boo Carter in some kind of special, like Boo Carter's a weapon?
Yeah, he is.
He's been playing. I know he had all that offseason.
He had a lot of weird stuff going on in the offseason, but
when it came time to put the jersey on, the kid comes up and plays.
Right.
He's a kid that could be blitzed off the nickel. You know what I mean? He could give Gunnar Stockton fits.
He really could. If their defense shows up, I would favor Tennessee. That's just the only question that I have. Where will their defense show up?
Tennessee's defense?
Tennessee's defense, yeah. Will their defense show up? Because if it gets to where Georgia's having great success rate situations, it's 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Nate Frazier has gotten going. That's where it gets scary. That's where teams want to start loading the box, and then you giving Gunnar Stockton easier throws down the field. But I haven't been overly impressed with Gunnar Stockton. I'm right there with you. And
but he's got to deal with Colin Hood, right? And what's the other gentleman? Redmond. They're not a bad secondary. I think they have almost 10 pass breakups between the two of them. So it's like for a dude who's not very accurate and can't throw the ball deep downfield, I could see a lot.
I would be more comfortable if McCoy was playing. You know how I feel about Jamal McCoy, man.
Oh yeah, 1 and 2 are out. So but I'm just talking about two dudes who have 10 pass breakups and they're the backups. You know what I'm saying? Like, McCoy was a possible first rounder.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely think he was a first rounder.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know if if he don't play all year, he might not be. Although because we've seen 2 guys go in the first round that were hurt. But
he'll have to test well.
I think that I could see, even with both cornerbacks out, I could see them playing a lot of man and press right? And just getting after the quarterback and making him have to make quick reads. Make him make mistakes. If he makes mistakes early,
if the crowd gets the best of him,
he ain't going to be able to hear himself think. So it's going to be a lot of hot reads.
That fan base is going to show up. They're going to have the cigars ready.
That's why I'm saying you press.
The sport is better when Tennessee is better.
100%. I don't like Heupel, and I don't know Heupel even lets what's his name? What's that? Is his boy's name there? The coordinator.
Alec, no,
Helsley?
Joy Hazel. My apologies.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he just holds a clipboard and it has a title. Like I think it all goes through Heupel. He supersedes.
It's Heupel's system. So he trusted Alex Golish. So I'm hoping he has. I hope he trusts Joy Hazel as well. But you're right. This is an interesting matchup. If the headlines are Georgia comes in this game, Gunnar Stockton stinks it up, and Tennessee wins this game, credit it'll be due to Tennessee, and I will again apologize to Tennessee. But now I have major concerns for Georgia. I have serious concerns for Georgia. It's like, alrighty, we're talking about a team that many of us believe is a fringe playoff team, right? Just as long as Kirby is there, we know the resources are plentiful in Athens. They'll be able to do what they do. But I start having legitimate concerns if they go into there and Gunnar Stockton isn't looking good. It's like, we're going to load the box and we dare you to throw. We don't care who you got at wide receiver.
That's what's going to happen after the first quarter. Yeah, mark my words. I think it's going to be early. Even if I think early they're going to maybe not load the box, but it's going to be pressed. They're going to keep everything tight, right? And they're going to keep a lot of traffic in that first 10 to 15 yards where he's going to have to make quick reads because the pressure's coming at him, or he had to roll out, or he can feel it coming from his backside. And it's got to be a quick read in 2.5 seconds. Not trying to knock. I just don't know if he's ready for that.
No, in the short sample size I've seen, I agree with you. Because you're going to get tested. I think he's played 2 home games this season, and in the playoff, he played in a playoff game that was neutral site. Will this be his first true road start? And it's in Knoxville.
And Knoxville? Come on. Yeah, bro. I mean, if he wins this one and plays well, then he's got ice water in his veins.
Like
I said, when all you keep talking about is leadership and heart and not talent,
that's only gonna get you so far. I think he wants this guy to be Stetson Bennett 2.0, bro.
But Stetson Bennett could throw the ball.
Yeah, he could. And Stetson Bennett has stones.
Stetson Bennett made Adonis Mitchell popular. We didn't know who he was. He was right. 40-yard touchdown, my boy. 40-yard touchdown. I get it again. I know in another national championship, I got you again, home. I hit him with another 40-yard touchdown. You know what I mean? Like, he could throw the ball, but he also could run. But Stetson Bennett wasn't relying on his first option to be his legs.
No.
Gunnar Stockton's first option is tuck and go, baby.
It's to take off. So yeah, that true road start. He's about to figure out what this SEC atmosphere is all about. That game is going to be incredible. We got the backyard brawl. I'm so happy that you picked the backyard brawl. I'm still upset that we didn't have this game for years. Just like I'm still bothered about us not getting a Bedlam this year, even though it wouldn't be a game this year because Oklahoma would put hands and feet on these people. So tell me what some of your thoughts is about the backyard brawl. Ohio, you've been pounding the table about the Bobcats of Ohio. They were able to get West Virginia this past week. So let's talk about that before we get into this game.
So Ohio, they got an L. Right, that first week against Rutgers,
and they had opportunities to win that game.
Honestly. They did. That was, and if we're gonna hold this standard like we do every year of value of losses,
strength of schedule, that they'll be fine.
They were in a game where they lose by 3.
Yeah,
I think to Rutgers, it's a Big Ten team with a
myriad opportunities to win that game too. That will not be held against them.
So in the end, when they have one L and they're in the MAC championship and they win the MAC. They will be the at-large bid.
They should be the team, unless South Florida runs the table. They should be the team.
Real quick, because you can clip this later if you'd like to. This 1L puts Georgia at large. That's it. That's all they have. Yeah. I'll tell you that. If they lose to Tennessee, they only way into the playoff is at large.
At large, wow.
That's how it's going to be for the SEC this year. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Now, this is going to be an ugly game for West Virginia because they're still trying to figure out an identity, and they lost a huge face to their identity this afternoon. Jaheim White's gone for the year. We were looking at a kid.
He's gone for the year?
Out for the year. Done.
That was like Rich Rod's calling card, because Zach Kelly. It's so difficult because you these aren't your players. You hit the recruiting, the transfer portal to try to get as many as players as possible. But to lose a guy like that, wow.
Now you're looking at let's take him out of the picture. Nico Marisol is your leading running back, okay, with 65 yards. That's your quarterback. People.
Quarterback, right?
You're now looking at averaging 130. Now you go from averaging 5.7 yards per carry to somewhere around 4.4, 4.5 yards per carry. If you take Nico out of the picture, your run game is anemic. You are now one-dimensional. And Nico Miracle as your QB, who only has 46 pass attempts and 400 yards over 2 games. This was an astronomical loss to West Virginia this year. And the reason why I think Ohio was able to capitalize, because once White went down, I think it was right in the beginning of the second half, and never returned. West Virginia never returned.
Never recovered.
Offense went downhill. But even if he does not get the ball, you have to account for him. You just don't know whether you can get the ball in the backfield. You don't even know if
especially if he gets it into open field.
Watch out.
Yeah.
So, again, he's out for the year.
We're gonna find out what Sincere Bowers is about. He's looked like he's been doing okay this season. And then Ash Clay hasn't done much of anything. So.
Well, Sincere Bowers came in and he was productive in White aspects against Ohio. But it's gonna be difficult. Like Cam Vaughn, I think the Jackson State transfer, 9 for 170, he's got the touchdown, but what are you gonna do here? But again, let's flip the script. Pitt isn't anything like they were last year. Eli Holston is exactly like Nico Miracle right now. They're averaging around the same amount, 210, 215 yards per game, right?
Wow.
They're not very efficient. Desmond Reed, can you go put your Superman suit on, buddy? Because what happened? You were the top 2 back in the country last year.
It was.
Right? And you are pedestrian with a $123, I think he has right now on a touchdown. Like their run game, this is 2 of the same style offenses right now who I was not expecting. I was expecting a high-powered West Virginia offense with Rich Rod at the helm, right? Like that 2.0 offense. We're gonna ground and pound it and play action, spread out, put up 35 every game or more. And I was expecting Pitt to just pick up where they left off. I mean, they really didn't lose many pieces offensively, and they're struggling to figure it out. Like absolutely struggling. I was not expecting this whatsoever. I think this is going to be a very low scoring, a very boring game. I think this is going to be a game where less than 500 yards of offense in this game.
Total.
That is what I'm feeling right now. It's just, and I think West Virginia loses at home. Like that's how I feel. Like I feel like that is such a hit to their team. Like Morgantown is live, and they get wild and crazy.
They're gonna need everybody there. They're gonna need them to cause mental mistakes for Pitt. Pitt shouldn't be able to hear any of the play calls. Quarterback shouldn't be able to make any changes at the line of scrimmage. Pitt is the better team in my estimation. I think even if Jaheim White was playing, I would say Pitt is the better.
Pitt's got a better defense. They're a top 20 defense in the country. Yeah, right.
And that's what Narduzzi and company is going to do anyway. But this game, I think it'll be closer than it probably should be, just because I think that fan base out there in Morgantown is going to make it interesting. Pitt should win this game. What's you happen to know the spread?
I believe the spread is. Let me see. I'll tell you right now. The spread for this one is 6.5.
6.5.
Pitt minus 6.5.
For a road team, 6.5. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tells you what our friends out west are thinking about them.
When we're coming to Georgia and Tennessee is a 3.5 point underdog at home. Give me the home dog in that one all day.
Wow.
I want to real quick. I'm running you to the rapid fire of games that we haven't talked about. I just want you to give me one liner on a winner.
I got you.
All right,
let's do it.
Number 13, Oklahoma at Temple. Casey Keeler is cooking.
Casey Killer is cooking. I love what they're doing out Temple. Temple has scored what, almost 90 some odd points.
96 points.
90
Evan Simon has 9 touchdowns.
and that kid's impressive. We were able to interview him at ACC Media Days. That's a game we do have an opportunity to go to. I have yet to see Oklahoma in person. I might be going to that game. I'm not 100% positive yet, but John Mateer will do John Mateer-like things, and it'll be impressive. But I'll tell you what, early in this game, Temple will be annoying. It'll be 100% annoying.
Oregon State travels to Lubbock against number 21 Texas Tech.
It's a bad time for Oregon State to be traveling anyway. Aren't they 0-2? Yo, I know our guy Malik Murphy got to be thinking, yo, I came to Corvallis for this. Yeah, Texas Tech and Texas Tech big.
Oh, I know this is such. I shouldn't even be saying this in the same sentence, but I'm going to. UTEP travels to number 7 Texas, where Malachi Nelson and Arch Manning have similar numbers to open up the season in the same class. They are both top 5 QBs in the class with similar numbers. One plays in the SEC, one plays in the conference we won't talk about.
Right.
Give me your thoughts on this one.
So I love the building that I love how you set the stage with Malachi Nelson and Arch Manning. And to be honest with you, I hold Steve Sarkisian in high regard. So a lot of people are talking about Arch Manning and what he has done or has not done. My issue right now is with Steve Sarkisian. You're one of the great minds. I have a collection of playbooks. One of the playbooks that I do have is Steve Sarkisian's. His playbook is one of the toughest to learn because of all of the RPO work. Just the verbiage for the RPOs alone are absolutely incredible. But my thoughts on this game is, yes, Arch Manning hasn't played well. Yes, we haven't seen that offensive explosion like we've seen in the past with Texas. Steve Sarkisian, I need you to put some points on the board. This is a great opportunity to put some points on the board.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Liberty at Bowling Green.
Liberty is on upset alert. I'm just going to say that right now, but Liberty has to be perfect this entire season. They can't make any mistakes. They have to be perfect, and they also have to win the popular vote with all of the media voters because they have the easiest schedule in the country. So they need to win. They need to go to Bowling Green. They need to win, but they need to win big, and they need to win every game big if they plan on making a college football playoff. I think they're going to be 13-0 and won't make it. That's the heartbreaking thing.
Don't let Eddie George win one.
I know.
He's supposed to win one again.
Yeah.
FAU at FIU.
The Shula Bowl. The Shula Bowl. You are my dog, bro. The Shula Bowl. I'm excited for this game. I was just talking to Moon earlier. This is one of the games I'm really excited to go to. But I do want to go to 2 games this weekend, so I'm not sure if it'll be this game. I love how FAU looked this past week. Week 1 was a nightmare. I did not expect Caden Feldkamp to play as badly as poorly as he played. But
he just locked in at Mesner. That was it.
Yeah. He cleaned it up this week. I think this game is at Pitbull Stadium, right? If I'm not mistaken, I don't think this one is at Florida Atlantic. So I could go to this game. We have a great relationship with both teams. Give me FAU in the Shula Bowl. Zach Kittley moves to 2-1 on the season.
Merrimack at Kennesaw State. And I only bring it up because, Merrimack.
Right. So Kennesaw State, we always talk about return of production. You hate it. You think it's a loaded, useless stat. I love it. I don't think it's a loaded, useless stat. But Kennesaw State has made it a loaded, useless stat. They're having an outstanding return of production, and we just haven't seen anything. And give me Merrimack for the upset.
Yes. Aiden Pereira is one of those dudes. He's like a Parker Navarro. I'm all about it. I'm a local boy, so give me that Merrimack College. Give me Merrimack in the victory as well. All right. A couple more before we close it out here.
Let's do it.
Ohio at Ohio State. And I only asked this, can they cover the 31.5?
Yeah, if I'm betting on this game, I am not taking Ohio State on the spread. I am absolutely not going to take Ohio State on the spread. Though Ohio State defense has played outstanding. Matt Patricia, he just hasn't got enough credit for the job he's been able to do. The utilization of Caleb Downs. I thought I would never say this in a million years. What I'm about to say, I think he utilizes Caleb Downs better than Jim Knowles utilized Caleb Downs because of the way that he kind of hides him. But he's always there to make plays. You remember the play last week to seal the deal. He was the one that made the tackle on Jack Entries. But watch out for your boy Navarro, man. No, there's no way Ohio State covers this spread. If they do, I just don't know, ball.
Yeah. I think Ohio can handle, can hang with them. I just think they have enough swag and talent on that team.
This is another game that won't be held against them.
Vanderbilt at number 11, South Carolina.
I said this earlier. I say it again. South Carolina is officially on upset alert. South Carolina is officially on upset alert. I look at the two teams. I look at a team with an immense amount of potential that hasn't got nowhere near what their potential is. I look at another team who, these two teams, even though styles make fights, I hate to compare this way because it's a lazy comparison. I watched Vandy handle Virginia Tech in the way that they handle Virginia Tech. I watched South Carolina struggle with Virginia Tech. I think South Carolina's on upset alert. Give me Vandy.
Duke at Tulane. Darian Menza.
All right. So we see the return of Darian Menza, and before this past weekend, I would have told you that Duke has just enough to win this game. But to see what Illinois was able to do with them, and I think Tulane is trending in the right direction. I don't think their head coach will be there next year, to be out honest with you. All that, John Summerall has done since he's been coaching ball is win. We've seen it at Troy. We're now seeing it in the Big Easy in New Orleans. Jake Ratzlaff will make more and more play than Darian Mensa. And I'm sorry, Danny Mia. I've been bigging you up all off season, but give me Tulane for the win.
Ooh, John Summerall. I love it. All right.
Yeah.
Minnesota at Cal. Can JKS keep it going?
Dude, give me Cal. I love Minnesota. There's no beef with Minnesota. I did.
Darius Taylor might not be in this one either, so.
They still got the kid AJ Turner from Marshall, who I got to see live last year, who is spectacular. He's got game-breaking speed. Do not give him a lane or he's gone. But Cal, I like what Cal is doing. I think I told you after ACC Media Days, there was this feeling after I saw Jalen meet with Devin Brown, Justin Wilcox and Moon had an outstanding conversation. There was just this feeling, and I talked to what's that linebacker name? He played running back in high school. I got the opportunity to talk with him. There was just this feeling amongst them. There was a certain calmness that, hey, this team can be better than advertised. And my overwhelming thoughts was, hey, they can be a couple games better than bowl eligibility. Give me Cal. Give me Cal, especially if Taylor isn't playing, but even if he was playing, give me Cal.
Luke Farrelly? Is that the guy you're talking about?
It's like Ulavi.
Cade.
Yeah.
Cade Ulavi.
Yeah, Ulavi. Yeah. I didn't want to butcher his last name, but
This one's at 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
The Boston College Eagles travel to Stanford, where Dylan Longerin is the only P4 quarterback with 9 touchdowns and no interceptions to start the year, and he's averaging 340 yards a game.
So, coming into this season, I thought that Stanford, being a bunch of players that nobody else wanted, being have-nots, can build around that. Give me BC and give me BC big.
BC's favored by 11.5. I think BC
they'll cover
20 plus.
Yeah, they'll cover. BC was impressive because I was high on Michigan State heading into the season. I'm surprised you guys were able to do it with them, but you were on it. You said you think you guys had a chance heading into the week. So,
defensive play needs to pick it up. Okay, that front six needs to figure it out. And I'll tell you what, that offensive line looked a lot better against Michigan State than they did against Fordham. We need a run game. They look better against Michigan State than they did Fordham. I think that was all part of the plan. Get the kid comfortable. Right. He's comfortable. There's a reason why he got recruited to Alabama. I'll tell you that.
I couldn't believe it when you were telling me this is like you gave me this intel, bro. I don't even think spring camp was over. You said this kid's got a chance to win a job. I said over Grayson James. Like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, I thought Grayson James was a reason why,
you making these
throws. Yeah. I love it.
One last one, and I don't know what happened, but they ain't ranked. Something's not right. Texas State travels to Arizona State in a Mountain American Stadium in Tempe, Arizona. What do you got?
Texas State and UTSA had a beautiful game this past weekend. So shout out to both of them programs for the show that they put on. I'm worried about
Arizona. Won that one, right?
Yeah, Texas State won that one. They helped me. Yeah, they helped me go 8-0 this past weekend. As a picker. That was the first time in that league history that they had seen that do that. So yeah, CFB Nation did that. But this is a tough one. It's a tough one because your boy GJ, you were singing praises about him before I heard a lot of people. You and I gotta say Boomer too. Y'all were singing praises about your boy GJ Kenny. I like the matchup. I am worried about Arizona State, but can you imagine what this practice is going to be like this week at Arizona State with Kenny Dillingham? Oh man. Oh man. I told you. I gave you guys a warning. We tried it your way. Now we're going to do it my way. And oh man, it's going to be fireworks. But yeah, give me Arizona State, nigga.
I think Sammy Levitt has to put up 300 plus 3 touchdowns in this game.
We
got to see him pass the ball.
Are we watching? I don't think it's as bad as a ball drop as Spencer Rattler's was, but are we watching that in living color? Because this guy, he's on everybody's draft board as a top 4 prospect,
returning, right?
Yes.
And now, they had him right behind Mattia. Most people's lineups was Mattia, Sammy Levitt. Like that's where it was. Yo, I would rather take right now. I'd rather take Aiden Childs.
Facts. Facts.
But that's the kid's progressing. You could see the progression this year. Sammy Levitt's regressing, and I
saw it last year. I think I told you I was at the Michigan State Maryland game. Quarterbacks who take blame for things that was not their fault, it speaks volume to me. And he was over there hyping his team up, hyping the defense up, talking to the players. Hey, I missed that throw. It's on me. We're gonna make sure we make that play. He was just up and lively the entire time. Huge Aiden Childs fan.
This is a game that's sneaky. It's the last game on the docket. Starts off at midnight. Portland State travels to Hawaii. This game is sneaky. They put up points. The last game they played in 2021, Hawaii put up 49. Portland State had 35. We saw Portland State. Didn't they beat Colorado State or something last year?
Portland
State, they played somebody.
Portland State has always been chippy. They're another one of those annoying FCS teams that I always wonder, why do people schedule them?
They beat Hawaii 2 years ago. That's what it was. They beat Hawaii.
Was it Hawaii they beat 2 years ago?
45-20.
I think it'll be a tough matchup. I love those late games. You know, I'm the type of person
3 a.m. finish.
Yeah. I'll be up watching the games. Because I wake up early every day during the week, but the weekend is not like that. I'm typically like either working on, my shows, at least outlining them for the week. So I'll be up watching that because I was up a couple weeks ago watching UCLA and Utah, which was like 11 p.m. kickoff. This one is a midnight kickoff. So I'll be up watching it. Because on Sundays I don't watch NFL.
Nope.
I kind of I did watch the Bills game. Yeah, I did watch the Bill game, but I'm recapping college a lot of times. I'll have it on the TV, but it's low. Kind of look like that, but other than that, like even the Bills game last night, like I didn't go up and physically go sit on my beautiful couch until I was like, hold on, Buffalo got a chance to win this game, and that was when I got up and actually went over there. I was just working on my notes and designs and all of that. You know where sickos, bro.
Before we close this out, I just want a public service. I want my UMass shirt because it's a goddamn travesty what Ryan Bamford has done as AD there. UMass football is a joke.
Wow.
5 victories over the past couple of years. He has a record of coaches that he's hired are like, I believe it's 9 and 40 something over the past 3 or 4 seasons. And 4 of those victories were Don Brown's first 4 games of his last season when he was let go and decided to retire. This is ridiculous. Like, UMass should be a competitive school, and it starts with football as a major collegiate sport for them. It's going to bring, I don't understand how this guy still has a job. He needs to be shit canned, and they need to bring someone in there that truly cares about UMass and what the minimum stand for. I'm 40-something years old. I remember when UMass basketball had Marcus Camby.
Oh, man, they were nice.
I remember when, and I remember Victor Cruz for UMass. They've had guys come through these programs and go on to, the professional level. This dude is a chump, and this guy needs to be let go. And that is the only way UMass athletics is going to turn around, is they need to alleviate Ryan Bamford ASAP.
The resources are plentiful up there. That's heartbreaking.
All right, folks. My man, take us away.
Fun episode. Oh, it's always fun every time we do it. I think there's one Thursday game. I think there is a few Friday games. But
there is one Thursday game.
I think I'm going to a Friday game. I think I'm going to Arizona and Kansas State. Not 100% sure, but I also always got to wave the CFB Nation flag. It's always like to say there are no more victories in the sport that survive for the vast. That's why college football is the greatest regular season. And until next time, you all take care. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Today I am the governor of college football. Yes, sir. The mayor of college football, a.k.a. Downtown Nino Brown.